Hello and welcome to the More Than Roommates podcast. I'm Dan, here with my roommate Graham. How are you doing?
Graham? My name's Ken.
Oh, yep, you're right. Okay, we got
I thought you were Ken, too.
I'm Ken. Are
Aren't
you Ken?
I'm Ken.
Okay.
Hi, Ken.
Hi, Ken.
Hi, Barbie.
Yeah, so everyone, if you can't tell with the pink light in the background, we got our Ken outfits on. We saw the Barbie movie.
Like a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
we are way behind.
Yeah, so for everyone who's watching, you can probably tell we are in a different setup. So drum roll. After all summer, the basement is finally done. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels so good to just be done with it. This has been looming over me since I bought the house.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was finished for literally probably less than a year before it got wet.
Yeah, so to recap for everyone who hasn't seen episode 1 of our podcast, we are, episode 1, we talked about this, and we're on episode 22 or 23.
Wow. It was an entire summer, too.
Yeah, 20 weeks.
Really, we started before May because we had a lot of prep work to do to, the
for sure
ceiling tile and, trying to clean up and get everything out. So it's been a process.
Yes. So the basement flooded and we just did a whole remodel, which I do think we are going to do a HGTV basement reveal video. I don't think it's going to go on our YouTube channel. It's not going to be like a normal podcast, but I do want to go into some of the decoration choices we did. So where we are, this is now the dedicated podcast space. So
finally,
we've got the couch with Snorlax and Kirby. Now the plan is to have Pepper lay on this couch, but unfortunately
I bought her another really comfortable bed, just like the one at the office, and she's obsessed with it. She's currently snoozing over there in there. I don't know if we can see
so on
her.
the other side behind Graham, that's my work desk, and I put her dog bed under there so she can be kind of at my feet, which I know she wants to be. So she's not on the couch right now. But yeah, so on one side we have the couch, and then the other side we have my desk. So I also hope to get back into streaming video games on my brother's channel. I'll give the plug, Funky Games. So this will double as the podcast room / video game streaming. So throughout the weeks you'll see more decorations going up and stuff. So it's a little echoey.
We'll get some stuff on the walls.
Yeah.
Carpet, maybe some acoustic tiles to kind of
to help with that. But if you have noticed a difference in the audio quality, we also did a major upgrade with our audio equipment. So
thanks to this Ken right here. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, but it was time. So forgive us if there is a little audio issues with this episode. This is a new system. It's higher quality. So before I was using little cheap USB microphones. The plan was, this is a hobby. I don't want to I tend to overproduce stuff rather than just committing to doing it. So I was like, okay, we're 20 episodes in. I think I've earned the right to upgrade our equipment. So hopefully you guys get a better listening experience.
Yeah, hopefully actually for you, the editor, it'll be easier. He was always trying to cut, one of our mics for picking up the other person, vice versa.
Yeah, so these mics should be
crisper too, clear, right?
Yeah, and they shouldn't pick up on each other. So we've even had messages from people. They're like, "Why do you guys sit so far away from each other on the couch?"
Well, we sit 6 feet apart because we're not
gay.
But that's a Vine reference for anyone who may not know.
We sat so far away, so our mics weren't picking up on each other. So this again, we might just be doing a little more fine tuning in the couple weeks.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes for sure.
So
but it feels good to be back in the saddle.
It does.
I'm out of practice.
Yeah, Graham's been asking he's like, when are we going to record? I'm ready to record.
But we had so much to do. It was every other night. It was okay, let's put more mud on the wall. Let's sand. Let's tape everything up. Let's go get paint.
We've been in the finishing touches of the basement for a while.
Couple weeks.
Yeah. So
nothing too long.
Last weekend and all last week, every night we've just been let's just keep it going.
So
look forward to our video. That should be fun. Well, I'm going to wait until it's a little more decorated.
We'll get everything finished up. But we got a really nice new TV and media console yesterday too.
Yes.
So And I cleaned up Big Blue.
Yes.
The trusty couch that my parents gave me.
Right. And Graham and I discovered yesterday that was our first purchase of a TV for both of us. We've all gotten hand-me-down TVs.
My parents gave me their last one the last time, so...
I do think you're holding your mic.
Oops.
Boom. We're fixing it on the spot. No, you're fine.
I don't know how that happened.
You're good. But yeah, this was both of our first TV purchases. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah, we surprisingly got in and got out pretty quickly for me, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
I like to shop, I want to make sure I'm getting like the best quality, the best deal, I'm usually not like a super impulse buyer, especially when it comes to a bigger purchase.
You want to see all the options.
I do.
And
I want to feel the options, touch,
And I'm very much like, if I see something that I like, I just want to pick it, because once I get too many options, then I start questioning. I'm like...
That's fair.
It gets to a point where you're like, okay...
Analysis paralysis is what I call it.
Yeah, because I'm like, any of these options would be good for a TV console, and we're just minor details. So I'm like, let's just pick one and go.
Yeah, but we got it done. So piece by piece, it's coming together.
Yeah.
So stay tuned over the next, couple of weeks. Hopefully we'll have everything. I guess our bar stools are coming in like
2
a
months,
month or two. Yeah.
Okay, but
anyway,
to the pink and the Kens
and Barbie. Yeah.
So we saw the Barbie movie. What did you think?
I liked it. I thought it was kind of a cool message. It was definitely from a woman's point of view, I would say. And like, you gotta love Ken in there, right? Like, he just comes in and... I don't know. I don't want to give spoilers.
No
away,
spoilers,
so...
but I was just surprised at how much airtime Ken had. So it was very good. But yeah, so some of the criticism for the movie has been that it's men hating. Did you get that vibe?
I wouldn't say men hating. I would say it's a woman's probably... I mean, I can't say what a woman's experience is either, but it's... historically a man's world, know, and I think that's all they're trying to
So someone
convey,
put it in good words. It's not men hating, it's women empowering. So some people think that's threatening. But I thought it was really well done. It didn't even like force any messaging down. I don't know. It was still fun. It had
Barbie
some
finding herself is how I would summarize it in a nutshell. You know?
So you also let's take us back a couple weeks. How much of a cultural phenomenon these two movie releases, Barbie and Oppenheimer. So everyone was calling this Barbenheimer.
They were mashing up memes. I really like the accounting ones of like, there's a very like pretty picture of Margot Robbie as Barbie, smiling, and then it's Cillian. Is it Cillian Murphy? I think it's Cillian. If I'm saying that wrong, my bad. But there's a picture of him like with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. He looks rough, and it's like the Barbie one's like marketing friends, and then the Oppenheimer one is like accounting friends.
And as a movie lover, like the movies are your niche. Like, I would say I'm very video game oriented. You're movie oriented.
For sure.
What was that like seeing everyone freak out about going to the movies again? Like, people were dressing up. It was awesome.
It was really fun. We kind of dressed up a little bit, but we saw a lot of people going all out.
I mean, it was fun. It was like a moment.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't think...
It's going to be a memorable summer. I think
sure.
people will look back and be like kind of excited and nostalgic for this time frame,
I think especially when we look back at this episode in years, we're going to be like, oh yeah, the Barbenheimer movie. It was just really cool to see. I don't know what really even triggered it, like having these two conflicting movies of, not conflicting, but like very different genres.
Big directors, I think, for sure, because I believe it's Christopher Nolan, right?
I think so.
Yeah, he did like the Batman Begins, I think the whole Christian Bale Batman franchise, right?
Correct.
So he's made some big time movies, and
it showed that like even though they released on the same day, they worked together essentially. Like the plan was to go see both movies. So
I had to check where my mic was.
You're good. So yeah, I loved it. We did not see Oppenheimer.
Not yet. I don't think I could get him to go. Like,
Yeah, I don't like long movies.
He won't watch James Bond with me. Like,
no,
he's wild for that.
I could appreciate the movie. It looks like a very culturally significant movie. It looks well done. If you can't get your message out in an hour and a half, you lost me. I'm sorry.
How long is it? Is it
I've
over
heard
2 hours?
It's like close to 3. So,
okay, but I just rewatched Titanic not long ago, and that was like a 3-hour.
That's
movie.
what I'm saying. Like, and I think he did Titanic, did he not?
No, that was James Cameron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like in Avatar, it
Yeah,
seems like
that's
such
James
a cool.
Cameron.
It seems
Yeah.
such a cool thing, but it doesn't need to be that long. I'm sorry. So, especially when people were seeing Barbie and Oppenheimer back to back.
Yeah.
No,
That's a lot. So let's talk a little more Barbie.
Okay.
There were some like odd things. Like it was just kind of funny, like seeing like a lot of like the politics are always an issue with everything too. But one of the interesting things I thought was apparently they portray a map in Barbie of like the South China Sea or something.
Yeah,
and
did you see that?
Wasn't like it ended up being? Was it banned in Taiwan?
It was the area that it was representing banned it because apparently it didn't
China,
represent
like,
it the way it wanted it to be.
Or something. It was just like a little map with some little lines. It was basically there's some. Again, I don't want to give away anything in the movie, you know.
Yeah, it was just odd because I was looking.
There's
out
Barbie Land, and then there's a real world, and there was some map, and it didn't really explain any. Yeah, like,
I was looking out for it because I had known about this, and it's literally only on there for like you would have to go frame by frame to determine what it was even showing. So it was crazy.
Do we think they're thinking it's like subliminal messaging or something?
I
like,
have no idea.
I don't know. I didn't like it. Flashed by like you said,
the more politics I heard about was just like how this is, you know, who would want a world like this, or like women. It's like, oh my gosh, it was a cool world that they had created. So I don't know. Again, I think it was women empowering, and it was interesting
for sure.
to see.
Great ending too.
Yeah,
I love Kate McKinnon too.
Yeah,
she was so funny.
And it's just interesting to see how much of his.
It's chickens next door.
I was like, sorry, I had to pause. I was like, what is
We are not on a farm, by the way, but our neighbors do love chickens.
Yes, we're on a different part of the house, and it's near the neighbor's house. I guess I can hear their chickens squawking.
Yeah. Anyway, Barbie.
Yes. What was I saying?
Women empowerment.
Women empowerment. And it was interesting to see how much of the world they flip it and it's women, and it's interesting to see how much of our world is men dominated.
Yeah.
And not to say I know it's men dominated, but historically too, just like everything was a man's world. So
yeah, I mean, women didn't have the right to vote until some of the civil rights movements in the 60s too.
And looking at our dollar bills, it's all men, and Mount Rushmore is all men. Like everything is men.
Yeah,
so it was just cool to spend an hour and a half in a different area.
Again, representation matters. And people are upset when other people that are historically, you know, more marginalized get that attention.
And it moves fast, and it's a fun movie, so don't
it's
think
not a whole political. It's, you know, I don't know, is what I would expect from a Barbie movie, right? Like, I feel like it was not inappropriate. Like, I don't think there was anything. Was it PG-13?
I think it was.
We'll
there were a couple scenes that I was like, if I had brought my kids there, I'd be like,
I feel like I had seen worse growing up, like kind of like the sly jokes they would sneak into like all the Nickelodeon stuff, or even some of the Disney movies.
Yeah.
No,
I know there's always stuff, so I don't think it was bad, but that's an interesting thing. So Mattel is supposedly doing a series of movies about their Mattel toys.
Oh, are we gonna get a G.I. Joe movie? Are they Mattel?
They've already done a G.I. like
a different one, though.
I don't know, but what I've heard is they're gonna do a horror movie that's Barney.
Oh,
a Barney horror movie, which I would love.
Can we like talk about Barney for a minute? He blew up like in my childhood. Like I remember everything, and I remember watching it. how scary is that MF? Like,
I was a Barney kid.
I was
loved
too.
Barney.
I was too. But looking back at it now, like, it's kind of creepy. There's this dude in a costume. I
Yeah.
love you. You
Yeah.
love me. And he's hugging on. I don't know. Just odd.
Even
like,
the Teletubbies were scary back
Oh,
in the
yeah.
day. So that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm down for these. If they do more like that was a very fun and
Yeah.
interesting way to do it.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of like horror movies, wasn't there going to be another franchise? It wasn't like not
Are you
the
talking about the
Rugrat-
Winnie the Pooh?
Yes. Did that come out?
It already did.
Oh,
It came out a while ago.
How did it do?
So that one is different. It's not by the people, of course, who do Winnie the Pooh.
Mm-hmm.
The copyright for Winnie the Pooh came up for grabs. That's how that was
Oh.
able to happen.
Okay. Wow.
And what is it? Pooh, Blood and Honey. And the difference is they couldn't put the shirt on, so it's like a naked
His
Winnie
signature
the Pooh.
shirt, the red
They like
crop
were
top.
able to like fine tune the copyright.
Is it a crop top or is it just a small shirt and he has just
I think it's just a
big
small.
stomach?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
It just,
I always pictured it as like a crop top.
No,
you know?
it's just like he's like too small for him.
Yeah.
It's funny, but yeah, that one is out. No one saw it though. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
So we'll
Did
have
it
to
even?
see that.
I don't remember.
It is out. I don't think
Actually,
it hit theaters. It might
maybe,
have.
Who knows? Maybe we
Yeah.
just didn't see it. But
Okay, I want to pause, make sure we're still recording on this new setup, and then we'll be back. Okay, so
All right,
the
we're
other
back.
thing, yes, we're back. The other big thing that we have to talk about that's going on in the news is the Lil Tay controversy. So
she was just kind of like a blip on my radar. Like how long ago she just
She
became
was-
like a.
so her last
And
post,
she was an internet phenomenon, I guess.
yeah. So
Right.
her last post was in 2018. So that shows
Okay.
you her era.
It's been
But
5 years at
she
least.
self-proclaimed herself as the
youngest like flexer or something like.
So she was this little 12-year-old girl
Yeah.
who would say vulgar things in videos and have.
Is she even 12? I think she's 14 now.
She's 14 now. Yeah.
So she was probably
like 8.
like yeah.
So she would have these big stacks of cash. She would be in these Lambos.
In
She
front
would
of
be in
expensive cars on like expensive properties.
Yeah, and so she just went viral because she would be on video like trash talking people like you
And
can't
kinda,
afford
she was
this car.
kind of rapping, right?
She tried to do like
she tried to-
a Bad Baby Danielle Bergoli.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they were
yeah.
all in the same world.
She was trying to get a piece of that. Well, that market was hot.
Yeah. And so again, you can just tell she's just a cute little girl that is just like doing stuff to go viral, which was funny. So the big controversy that happened is on her Instagram account, it was posted that her family had lost her, she had left this earth and her and her brother, and it was awful, like to not hear about her for 5 years and then hear this happen to a 14-year-old girl.
Right.
Supposedly that was all a hoax.
Yeah.
So I just checked NBC News, and again, I want to tread carefully as far as like I hope it was all a hoax. Like, if this is different, that changes it. But
Yeah.
as of now, it's being reported that she is alive.
And she contacted
TMZ.
TMZ, yeah.
So what's crazy is these news outlets went wild posting that she had passed.
Yeah.
And so
Because it came from her official
verified
account,
yeah.
But
Apparently they tried to reach out to her dad. Her dad wouldn't clarify. The mom wouldn't clarify.
And then LAPD, I think, got involved, and there was no medical coroner record of death or anything. So
Yeah.
they had no idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just snowballed, media, everything it blew up like out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I was looking at the news headlines because there are some things that they could have said that would have saved the news station for them to be factually correct. And so this is the loophole. If I were a journalist,
Which you used to be.
Correct.
So, yeah.
The people that say, like the news outlets that said Lil Tay reportedly passes,
Right.
they can attribute it to the Instagram. But there were some big news outlets that said Lil Tay, YouTube star, passes at 14. That
misleading.
is
Yeah.
misleading. And it's hard to confirm, and it's a couple words, but that could really
It changes the entire...
and it saves yourself when all this came out that it's not true. Any of them that said, well, they're right. Her Instagram said that, so they're not in the wrong. It's the people that just went straight up.
In today's day and age though, like fraud and like people being hacked, it's really hard to just take like one source and say, hey, this happened. Like there are other avenues. Like even like when I used to watch you work when you worked in the news station, like it was really cool seeing you exhaust like everything you could. You talked about sides, you go get county records, like there's so many things you could do besides just taking one source and saying, boom, that's the truth. It
was so crazy how many times you thought it would be a slam dunk, this is fact, no one would lie about this, and I still would get caught out. There was one story that I did, a younger person, like a young adult, said that her boyfriend shot her, and she was claiming that it was an accident.
Yeah.
And she was at the way end of her driveway, like down in a hill. And he was trying to shoot to scare her. The girlfriend...
you don't shoot at someone to scare them.
Correct. But the girlfriend who was shot was defending the boyfriend. And it was crazy. And so it was like, okay...
So how many people were involved? 2 women?
The boyfriend and the girl that was shot and a couple friends that were down the hill.
A couple friends. Okay. I'm with you.
So the girlfriend's like, oh, he didn't mean to. And so it's like, okay, you take the girlfriend's side. It was an accident. They were in an argument. No, it came out that he had like a scope and there was no way he was like, it was crazy. And so again, it's like, you really gotta you gotta question everything. It is absurd what people will lie about.
I don't remember that story at all.
Yeah, it was a weird one. I didn't like to, I was surprised I even did it. It was an odd one to even do. Like, just handle that outside I don't know.
Yeah.
But this was just, it took the world by storm because I think it was such a young kid. And, I don't know. Why do you think this went so popular?
It's really, to me, I mean, sensationalism, I feel like. I mean, what's going to get a bunch of clicks, You take someone that like quickly rose to fame at one point and kind of
no one's heard about,
and you report something like that, and people are like us. We're like, whoa, even though we don't know her.
And I think again the mystery surrounding it. We love a good mystery.
That's
Same thing with the submersible. We didn't know, and the Instagram post didn't say how she passed. It just said that she had. So I think there were some like, oh my
questions.
God. Yeah, how did, and the brother supposedly died too. So
yeah, like, and then you heard, wasn't it reported they got in a car accident or something, like a high speed accident?
Some people were saying
so there were, I think it's just the telephone game, honestly,
Yeah, but what do you think are the legal repercussions for the person that hacked her account?
Ooh.
Because like what if I did that on my Instagram account and was like, said something that wasn't right, and I was like, oh, I was just joking, but like all these snowball effects happen. Like, is there any legal repercussion? It's my Instagram account. Theoretically, I could post whatever I want.
I don't know. Yeah.
As long as it's not inciting violence.
Yeah. Sounds like a Pauly Shore move. I don't know if you know who Pauly Shore is.
I don't know what you just said.
Okay.
What?
Never mind. He just was a crazy actor. He had these wild movies in the 90s, but
do stuff for publicity.
Kind of like Borat.
Oh, okay. He would break the third wall.
Just sort of like, kind of, in a similar way. But I mean, when they film those movies, you know what I mean? He's disturbing people in real life. Does he have any legal repercussions for anything he does or says? Who knows?
For sure.
I don't know. I guess it's depending on how far people would want to take it. But or if they find who the person is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a whole wide world out there.
Craziness.
I don't know. We need to get Sarah on here.
Yeah.
Explain the legal side.
Yeah. Well, now that we have this new space, it should be easier to get more people in here.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you guys to bring you a enhanced podcast. We're planning on doing some interviews with some people soon. So now that I have the space and the equipment, we should be doing.
We just got to figure out our, I guess, internet situation for kind of getting like
a
virtual live interviews.
Yeah,
I think that's our only piece we're still working on.
For sure,
because we have some people we would love to collab with for sure. But,
yeah. So, is there anything else you wanted to say before I wrap this up?
I think that was pretty much it. Those were the big things I can think of.
Yeah.
It's aliens, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks again, everyone, for supporting us. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. We're at 250.
Wow.
We are just
blew our goal out of the water.
For sure.
Yeah.
More than doubled it at this point. And
Yep.
so let us know if you had seen the Barbie movie, what your thoughts were.
Yeah. Is it offensive? Is it politically charged? What do you think? Drop it below.
Also, let us know if you want to see the reveal of the basement, the ins and outs, what we all did in this space, and some of our design choices. That might hurry us along if we know that there's an interest out there for it. So,
for sure.
As always, we will see you next week.
All right. Have a good one.